大家好，欢迎来到大师英文。今天为您带来的故事是高市早苗，摇滚首相的崛起。了解这位从重金属鼓手成长为日本首位女首相的传奇女性，以及她背后的奋斗、爱情与坚韧。现在，让我们开始吧。
The results were finally displayed on the giant screen. A deafening cheer erupted inside the party headquarters. History was made in Japan on this unprecedented night. Sanai Takeichi had achieved a monumental victory. She officially became Japan's very first female prime minister. It was the end of a long male-dominated era. She stood on the stage, wearing her signature confident smile. The world watched in absolute awe. People called her the Iron Lady of Japan. But her journey to the top was not a traditional one. To understand her, we must look back at her past. We must travel far away from the political spotlight. We go back to a quiet afternoon in Nara. Sanai was born into a very ordinary family. Her father was a hard-working office worker. Her mother served the community as a police officer. She had no powerful political dynasty backing her. In that traditional era, society had strict expectations for girls. Parents wanted their daughters to live a stable, quiet life. But Sanai possessed a restless and rebellious soul.
I will not let society tell me how to live my life.
During her time at Kobe University, she discovered music. But it wasn't classical or pop music. Sanai fell deeply in love with heavy metal. She joined a campus band as their drummer. She fiercely struck the drumheads, pouring out her energy. Playing drums required immense stamina and precise rhythm. This intense training secretly forged her unyielding character. Even when a drumstick broke, she kept the beat going. But music was not her only thrilling hobby. She was also captivated by powerful motorcycles. Sanai frequently rode her roaring Harley-Davidson. Riding against the wind gave her a sense of absolute freedom. This rock and roll spirit defined her youth. It taught her never to fear conflict or boundaries. After graduation, she refused to settle down. Instead, she applied to the prestigious Matsushita Institute. It was an academy designed to train future leaders. Her hunger for knowledge then took her across the ocean. She traveled alone to the United States. Sanai worked as a congressional intern in Washington, D.C. She analyzed policies and observed real political battles. This international exposure broadened her horizons significantly. Upon returning to Japan, she became a television anchor. She fearlessly debated political issues on national television. Her sharp mind caught the attention of many voters. Eventually, she decided to step into the political arena. Breaking into the conservative male club was extremely harsh. But the drummer girl was never afraid of noise. She shattered the glass ceiling piece by piece. As she rose in power, her personal life evolved too. In 2004, she married Taku Yamamoto, He was also a prominent member of the parliament. They shared a deep passion for their country. However, being two politicians under one roof is complicated. They had strong and sometimes conflicting political opinions. The friction of their ambitions slowly eroded their marriage. In 2017, they decided to divorce. It was a painful but mature separation. They didn't become bitter enemies after the breakup. Instead, they maintained a deep mutual respect. During these challenging years, Sunai found a political mentor. His name was Shinzo Abe. Abe recognized her extraordinary talent and unwavering loyalty. They shared the same conservative vision for Japan.
Sunny, we must protect the future and pride of Japan.
Under Abe's guidance, she held several crucial cabinet positions. She quickly became known as his strongest ideological successor. With Abe's support, she confidently challenged for the party leadership. But tragedy struck without warning. In July of 2022, the unthinkable happened. Shinzo Abe was brutally assassinated during a public speech. The entire nation was paralyzed by shock. For Sunay, it was a devastating personal and political loss. She had lost her guiding light, her political lighthouse. She sank into a profound state of grief and despair. Many wondered if she would ever recover from this blow. She felt completely hollow, stripped of her hope. But remembering her past, she knew she couldn't surrender. Just like the drummer refusing to stop when sticks break, she channeled her deep sorrow into unstoppable resolve. She vowed to carry on Abe's unfinished legacy. To do this, she needed to become stronger than steel. As she prepared for the ultimate political battle, help came. Help came from a very unexpected source. It was her ex-husband, Taku Yamamoto.
I know how hard this is. I will support your campaign with everything I have.
Yamamoto became her fiercest ally. He even paid out of his own pocket to fund her campaign. This revolutionary bond transcended their previous marital issues. In December 2021, a miracle happened. The couple officially remarried. But there was a humorous problem to solve. In Japan, married couples usually share the same surname. Whose surname should they take this time? They decided to settle it in the most rock and roll way possible. They played a game of rock, paper, scissors. Yamamoto lost the game fair and square. He willingly changed his last name to Takaichi. This made him the first gentleman in Japanese history. Their charming relationship broke many traditional stereotypes. It showed a modern, adaptable side to the Iron Lady. As the major election approached, something surprising occurred. A massive wave of young voters rallied behind her. Why were the youth so obsessed with a conservative leader? First, they admired her non-hereditary background. Unlike many elites, she built her career from scratch. Second, she possessed crystal-clear communication skills. Young people were tired of vague political jargon. Sine always provided direct and sharp answers. She tackled complex debates with impressive logic.
She actually speaks her mind. She's the leader we need.
Third, they loved her undeniable cool factor. She was a prime minister who could play heavy metal. She was a woman who rode a roaring motorcycle. Her viral popularity exploded across social media platforms. Memes and videos of her youthful rebellion were everywhere. She successfully humanized the stiff image of Japanese politics. The combination of strict discipline and inner fire was irresistible. All these factors culminated in the historic election day. As she stood before the cheering crowds, she remembered everything. She remembered the sweat from drumming in her college band. She remembered the lonely nights walking in Washington. She remembered the painful tears shed for Shinzo Abe. She remembered the comforting smile of her husband. Every triumph and tragedy had forged her into this leader. She looked out at the sea of hopeful faces. Many young girls were holding up signs bearing her name. They finally saw a reflection of their own possibilities. The invisible barriers of Japanese society were crumbling. Sanae cleared her throat and stepped up to the microphone.
Today, we start a new chapter for our beloved nation.
Her voice echoed clearly across the grand hall. She spoke of economic recovery and national security. She promised to shield Japan from external threats. But beyond policies, she offered something more profound. She offered courage to a generation that felt lost. She proved that your background does not define your destiny. Her victory was a testament to sheer perseverance. The media extensively analyzed her phenomenal rise. Political analysts were stunned by her widespread appeal. She had successfully merged traditional values with modern attitudes. Conservatives trusted her fierce loyalty to the nation. Young people loved her straightforward and bold personality. Women saw her as the ultimate trailblazer. Taku Yamamoto stood quietly in the background, smiling. He watched his wife step into her historic role. She had transformed her darkest moments into pure strength. From a rebellious teenager in Nara to a global leader, the rhythm of her life never lost its steady beat. Like a skilled drummer, she knew when to pause. And she certainly knew when to strike with overwhelming force. The journey ahead for Japan would not be easy. Economic stagnation and regional tensions loomed on the horizon. But the people finally felt a renewed sense of confidence. They had a leader who was unafraid of storms. Sanae Takaichi was ready to conduct this grand symphony. She raised her hand, acknowledging the roaring applause. The Iron Lady had officially taken the stage. Her story continues to inspire millions worldwide. A testament to resilience, passion, and uncompromising principles. This is the legacy of Japan's first female premier. The girl who played the drums now guides a nation. Her rock and roll spirit will echo through history forever. Thanks for joining us on Master English. See you next time.
听故事学英文是英文进步最好的方式。大师英文，谢谢您的收看。